Check out the next generation of our most popular Delta floor plan, the Delta 252 RL. Hey everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the next generation Delta 252 RL. Jake, what are some of the specs on this thing?
So it comes in at 29 feet 11 overall length, and the dry weight is just over 6,500 pounds.
All right, let's go ahead and take a tour inside first. All right, now that we're on the inside of the Delta 252 RL, Jake, why don't you give a floor plan overview of this space?
Well, frankly, I think that's one of the best parts of this floor plan itself is just how well it flows, and that's back to front. So the whole rear wall spans that 4-person dinette. Right next to that is that pantry. Right here in the middle of the coach, you have the combination of your entertainment center as well as the kitchen area. Then you have a pass-through bathroom and the private bedrooms right up front.
All right, let's go ahead and head to that back wall and talk about the dinette and pantry next.
So let's start with the back wall here and explain why it's so well executed. Well, let's start with the 4-person dinette. This is big enough for 4 full-size adults, and of course it does turn into another sleeping area. We actually have an update that is a legless style dinette here. This functions better than any other mechanism on the market. Right next to that, which is your entry door, you also have that full-size pantry. Gives you ample storage for all of the equipment you got to bring with you. Now also note, we put those on drawer guides too, just to further increase the daily use enhancements. Now, Joe, why don't you talk about the living space next?
All right, now let's talk about this entertainment space. You're gonna have this beautiful tan sofa that does have a middle pop-down cushion. You're gonna have cup holders on each side, and all 3 spots recline, optimally positioned across from your entertainment center. You got a TV, additional storage, and an electric fireplace there. Now, that's not all about the space. You're also gonna have the large atrium windows that open 50% of the way to let more natural airflow and natural light into this coach. You also have that huge window above that dinette where Jake talked about last. And finally, you do have 110 power over here and an additional cubby that is accessible from the sofa. Jake, why don't you talk about the kitchen space next?
Now, I think one of the reasons why this floor plan is just so successful, and not only because it's under 30 feet, but it's because all of your essential areas, your living room, your kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, you name it, none of those areas whatsoever end up taking a back seat, meaning that you have one of the largest 3-seater sofas in the class, 4-person dinette, and of course in the kitchen area here, you have miles of countertop space, which, by the way, an all-new update for 2026 model year includes the solid surface countertops. Not to be outdone though, we do have a 10 cubic foot 12-volt refrigerator that pairs to the standard solar package. It's a 400-watt roof-mounted panel and your charge controller that's up in your pass-through. But you also have plenty of upper cabinet space wrapping around this thing, dedicated silverware storage, as well as a dedicated trash can area right below the sink. Now let's go ahead and talk about the bathroom and bedroom next. Moving into the bathroom, I want you to notice the amount of storage that you're going to get essentially everywhere. We maximized that every square inch we could. You have plenty of upper vanity storage here, an oversized stainless steel sink, solid surface countertops found in the bathroom as well. Below that, you also have extra storage, a porcelain toilet right next to that, and a 30 by 36 inch shower. Now let's take a walk through the bedroom. Up front here on this 252 RL, you're gonna find a true queen that's a 60 by 80 with storage below. And on each side of the bed, this is key here, you have a nice open feel, but also some hidden storage below the countertop, some drawers, and then on the uppers, you actually have the ability to either hang or stack your clothes with plenty of storage right above the middle of the bed. And we also include a standard second air conditioner. One last thing I want to point out here in this bedroom is the fact that we do have a second entry door. Early mornings, it's going to be a wonderful addition, but also when you're transporting this thing, you want to be able to have access to the bathroom while in what we call road mode. That door accomplishes exactly that. Let's go ahead and meet Joe back in the living area here, talk about a few more details.
All right, Jake, so a few details. This looks like an all-new updated model year 2026 Delta. What are a few of those updates that you guys did?
That's correct, Joe. And one thing I'm most excited about for the 2026 model year is just the overall look. And that's a complete overhaul on the inside and the outside. Now, we've also made some enhancements on creature comforts as well. Just like I mentioned, we have the solid surface countertops, but we've integrated some Fusion LED lighting, a water filtration system in this model. The list goes on. So anyone out there, you're seeing this in person for the first time, there is a lot to go through and a lot to be excited about.
And you got like that composite backsplash that's a customer request.
That's correct.
So speaking of customer requests, let's talk about that North Star here at Alliance RV, those customer driven features. A few of those things that you're gonna find on every Delta across the board are things like flush floor slides, not a thread of carpet throughout. You're also not gonna have any in-floor heat vents, commonly referred to as crumb collectors, and you're gonna have smart color-coded wiring to help diagnose any issues that you may come into the field. But Jake, why don't we head outside and talk about all the great exterior features next?
Let's go.
All right, now let's talk about one of those most important features here at Alliance. How's this thing built?
That is correct, and it is one of our most important things here. Now, not only is it how it's built, but it's the components that are used. Let's start with the roof, right? So we have a full PVC roof covering. You're gonna find that on every brand that we make here at Alliance. But what about the shell? So the shell is also just as important. We have a full composite material that's on the inside and the outside of both of our sidewalls here, the rear wall, your slide outs, and we have composite flooring as well. Even on that drop frame up front, that's a composite flooring. Plus you have the Goodyear tires, which is standard equipment on our Delta line.
I love that. So that PVC roof that's fully patch repairable, has a limited lifetime warranty, and then this 360 degrees of coverage with composite materials. Next, let's head to the front and talk about the pass-through storage.
Sure.
Now let's talk about where you're gonna set up camp first every time you're out there. You're gonna have 62 cubic feet of storage, and then we specially mounted a 6-foot folding table up here at the top, so that way when you get to your campsite, you can pull the table out and help setting up camp easier. Next, you're gonna have dual convenience centers, one on the campsite and one on the off-camp side that we'll talk about later. On the campsite, you're gonna find your awning switch, so we can control your awning from the outside as well as the inside. You're gonna have your awning light control that does come with a dimmer for 2026. You're gonna have one of 3 spray ports over here, your Starlink prep, and you're gonna have USB A and C charge types. Additionally, at the front, you're gonna have a fiberglass front cap with a raised logo, a power tongue jack, and 2 20-pound propane tanks. Jake, why don't you take the off-camp side and talk about everything over there next?
Now, just around the corner from the front end here is the off-door side of the storage bay. One thing I want to point out is the hidden storage area. Behind that, you're going to find the water pump as well as that charge controller for our standard solar package. Reminder, that is a 400-watt roof-mounted solar panel. Right next to that, you're going to find the canister for the water filtration system. You're also going to have a 3-way switch that operates the slide out on this off-door side. You also have the temperature controls for the outdoor spray ports. There are 3 surrounding this entire unit. That's, by the way, it's also tied to a 60,000 BTU on-demand water heater. You also have another outlet on this side. Now let's go ahead and find the rear wall where Joe can talk to you about that.
Now let's talk about the back wall. While it may look ordinary, it packs a punch. Starting from the top, you're gonna have that little black puck that is your 12-volt backup camera system. You're gonna have that large atrium window that we mentioned inside. You're gonna have an 18-inch ladder that has a 300-pound weight capacity, but it also doubles as a towel rack. And then down below that, you're gonna have your 3rd spray port that Jake mentioned earlier, and you're gonna have an accessory hitch back here. Jake, why don't you take him to the campsite and talk about a few additional features?
Now, reminder, this is what we consider a couples coach. So typically you have a outdoor kitchen or some sort of cooking area there below the bunks. Now on a couples coach, it's very hard to find that real estate, which is one of the best parts about this 252 RL. You have the 25-inch griddle grill combo here. Frankly, it's conveniently located right by this first entry door as well as below the awning, so you have perfect coverage there. This awning almost spans the entire campsite as well. Another part we did is we updated the Fusion awning lights too. That's just gonna make your life a lot easier. Lastly, I wanna point out here on this campsite that yes, we do have 2 entrances, but we have the MORryde easy entry steps on both of those. Let's go ahead and cover some of the last final details here with Joe.
All right, Jake, so the 252 RL, completely updated for model year 2026. What were a few of your favorite features?
Well, I gotta say, we did a great job making this thing look, frankly, if you ask me, this is the best looking travel trailer brand available on the marketplace today. That's not only on the outside, but that's also on the inside. Now, in addition to that, we've made some of those creature comfort enhancements too. I really think the addition of the solid surface countertop is a thing that customers have been asking for a long time. We're very excited to have that on our 2026 model year for this floor plan. But also, let's talk about the water filtration system. You know, really the goal there is just to give you the cleanest drinking water, really no matter where you're at. So this is one of the most well-rounded floor plans, but also products itself in the industry today.
And if they want to learn more about this floor plan, how can they do so?
Head on over to alliancerv.com. Now, if you want to connect with us either through a few various social platforms, how would they get a hold of us, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. See sneak peeks and behind the scenes, just search any social platform at Alliance RV. Everybody, thanks for watching, and we hope that you choose to join the Alliance.
Thank you.
Okay, we got it. Ready?
So what we got?
All right, you got specs?
Yeah, of course I did.
You also have that huge window above that dinette where Jake talked about last. Where was I going?
How did I start it? Now, one of the things that makes this floor plan, how did I say that at the beginning? That was pretty good. Hold on. Oh, yeah, bring it back up. That
Right below.
right below.
Right below the sink.
That's what it was called. What is it? Oh, a sink. Okay, yeah, I don't forget. Okay. We got to redo the whole thing because I forgot the word sink. So, anyways, yes. Oh, okay. Hold on, let me say here. You have drawers below the oversized kitchen. Oversized. Now I got the sink in my head. All right. This is getting a little clunky.
Things like flush floor slides, not a hair of hair. Like Allies would eat that up.
We should.
I think I'm gonna start like that just to see what they do.
Construction hats on every time we're talking about. Let's get a
Allies
torque
love it.
wrench when we talk about the tires. Like if you
Allies
added in
love
these
it.
props. What are we talking about here? Is this RV as well as your Now we also have your hookup for. Now right next to that is Now right next to that. How did I say it? Hidden storage or? Now right next to that is the. What was the thing you wanted me to say, Joe? No. Yeah, water filtration system. Yeah.